everybody. So we are your 2017 Emerging Leaders. We're a group of 23 young professionals from 11 countries, and we've been selected because of our expertise in science, in industry, policy, and northern communities in the Arctic. And tonight we want to share our perspective and our ideas about what a green shift actually means for the Arctic.
Dear audience, my name is Douwe Maat. I'm from the Netherlands. I'm a marine biologist, and in my very short career, I saw carbon dioxide concentrations in the atmosphere rising by around 30 microatmosphere. This has profound effects on small organisms that are at the base of the marine food web. This has large consequences for other organisms. This has large consequences for feedback systems of the carbon cycle. I'm part of a scientific community that has large concerns about these developments. I plead for science over uncertainty and also for precaution over risk. And then I'm not only talking about carbon emissions, then I'm also talking about exploration of new grounds for fishing, for mining. We have to be absolutely sure that there are no negative consequences on ecosystems.
Hello, my name is Christian. I currently work in the petroleum industry, but today I represent all the industries in the Arctic. Industry has been around for ages in different shapes and forms. Transformation is a challenging thing. We need new technology, new infrastructure, and we need time. We also need time for the ongoing transition which we are in right today. The sustainable fish population in Norway is an excellent example of a successful transformation, and I strongly believe that it's possible to benefit from the possibilities in the north without compromising health of the environment or our thriving communities in the north.
Hello, I'm Katya and I work for Norwegian Consulate in Russia, St. Petersburg. And today I represent policymakers in the Arctic. It is a strategic area for industry, shipping, military activities for Arctic countries. And the real policy challenge is that Arctic countries belong to different international organizations and have different strategic, political and geopolitical interests. So we need to come over these sometimes provoking differences in Arctic and ensure a stable region for industry and society. Our diplomatic experience demonstrates that both Russia and Norway share many common interests and have a long history of successful cooperation in the Arctic expeditions, research, shipbuilding, trade, and fisheries management. So I believe it will continue the same way or even better. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Angela. I'm from Johaven, Nunavut in Canada, but I live in Fairbanks, Alaska. As an Inuk who lives in the Arctic, I know Inuit and other indigenous ways of life would benefit greatly from green transition and blue growth. However, I also worry about how this could negatively impact our lives. I worry about the effect this could have on local economies, cost of living, and impact on indigenous self-determination. To prevent this, I ask that indigenous and Arctic peoples be involved completely in the decision-making process through consultation to ensure that green transition and blue growth will benefit our lives. For example, this could include working with the permanent participants of the Arctic Council through the Indigenous Peoples Secretariat.
So we envision that the green shift is a transition to sustainable practices that balance sound, environment, and social prosperity while prioritizing blue growth. And we want to stress that this is our Arctic, and everyone in this room, ambassadors, policymakers, researchers, industry, and members of the Arctic Council have a responsibility to our future generations and to our common future. And you are some of the key people that can make this transition a reality from today. And your presence here at Arctic Frontiers and in this room indicates that you recognize this, and many of you have already made promising steps in the last 5 years. Being front runners in this transition will allow you to benefit from opportunities in the Arctic, but none of you are moving fast enough. And while conferences are useful for dialogue, to be really effective, we need concrete action. And I'll give you 3 examples of concrete action. 1, double investments in green technology and basic science in the Arctic. 2, create an internationally recognized Arctic Protective Zone. And 3, use the Arctic Council, which includes Indigenous and Arctic peoples, to drive this transition. We are fortunate enough to have a choice in the next steps that we take in the Arctic. And we, as emerging leaders, want to stress that decisions made on the Arctic should please prioritize precaution over risk, long-term over short-term, equality over exclusion, alliance over conflict, science over uncertainty, an economy with the environment. We thank you very much for allowing us the opportunity to speak and for being here tonight.